What if I told you BMW just dropped the most exclusive wagon on the planet, and only 70 people will ever own one? Well, buckle up, because today we're taking our first look at the absolutely stunning BMW Concept Speedtop. And trust me, this is not your average station wagon. Launched at the shores of Lake Como in Italy, where BMW has just pulled the covers off what might be the most beautiful shooting brake ever created. This is the Speedtop, and it's about to make every other wagon on the road look like a grocery getter. But here's the kicker. This isn't just another concept car destined to collect dust in a museum. BMW is actually building 70 of these masterpieces, and they're available to order right now. Now, if the name Speedtop sounds familiar, that's because this gorgeous machine is the spiritual successor to last year's BMW Skytop concept. Remember that stunning convertible that had everyone talking? Well, BMW took that same jaw-dropping design language and transformed it into what they're calling a three-door interpretation of a BMW Touring. The result is absolutely breathtaking. Let me paint you a picture of what we're looking at here. The front end is pure aggression meets elegance. That pronounced V-shaped shark nose design isn't just for show, it's a statement. The slim LED headlights cut through the air like a blade, while the illuminated kidney grille glows with an almost supernatural presence. This isn't just a car pulling up to the curb, this is an event arriving. But what really sets the Speedtop apart is that central spline flowing from the hood all the way over the roof to the rear spoiler. It's like BMW took a single brush stroke and painted it across the entire length of the car. This isn't just design, this is automotive sculpture. And speaking of that roof, they've done something absolutely brilliant with the paint. The color transitions from what BMW calls floating sunstone maroon to floating sundown silver, creating this gradient effect that changes as you walk around the car. It's like watching a sunset frozen in metal and glass. The proportions are what really grab you though. Those broad shoulders give it this athletic stance that screams performance, while the elegant lines whisper sophistication. The specially designed two-tone 14-spoke wheels aren't just rolling stock, they're jewelry for this mechanical masterpiece. Every angle reveals something new, something that makes you want to keep staring. Now let's talk about what happens when you step inside, because this is where BMW has really outdone themselves. The moment you open that door, you're not getting into a car, you're entering a luxury lounge that happens to have wheels. The craftsmanship in here is absolutely mind-blowing. We're talking traditional brogue-style leatherwork that looks like it came straight from a high-end Italian boutique. The two-tone interior continues that connection between the exterior and interior that BMW is famous for. That sparkling brown floating sunstone maroon from the outside flows seamlessly into the cabin, where it's paired with what they call sundown maroon leather. But here's where it gets really cool. This is contrasted with moonstone white leather that creates these dynamic zones throughout the interior. It's not just beautiful, it's functional art. Remember that central spline we talked about on the outside? Well, BMW has mirrored it inside as a light beam running through the two-tone leather headliner. It's like having your own personal aurora borealis every time you look up. This kind of attention to detail is what separates a true luxury car from everything else on the road. And can we talk about that trunk for a second? Most car manufacturers treat the cargo area like an afterthought, but BMW has turned it into another showcase of craftsmanship. The entire space is wrapped in leather with brogue-style perforations, and there's atmospheric lighting that makes loading luggage feel like a ceremony. The compartment is split into two sections, perfect for those weekend getaways that this car was designed for. But here's what really elevates this experience. BMW partnered with Schedoni, the legendary Italian leather goods manufacturer. These aren't just any bags we're talking about. Schedoni has been crafting exclusive automotive leather goods by hand for decades, and they've created custom bags specifically for the Speedtop. Two storage areas behind the seats feature leather straps that hold these made-to-measure bags perfectly, and there's even a matching weekend bag designed for the trunk. This is bespoke luxury at its finest. Now, all this beauty would be meaningless if the Speedtop couldn't back it up with performance, but BMW hasn't let us down there either. Under that sculpted hood sits what BMW calls the most powerful V8 engine currently in their portfolio. While they're being coy about the exact specifications, we're almost certainly looking at their twin turbocharged 4.4-liter V8 pumping out over 600 horsepower. This isn't just a pretty face, this is a legitimate performance machine. Think about it. You've got supercar power wrapped in shooting brake practicality, finished with craftsmanship that rivals the finest luxury goods in the world. This is the kind of car that makes you rethink what's possible when a manufacturer decides to throw the rulebook out the window and create something truly special. The timing of this reveal is perfect too. BMW brought this to the Concorso d'Eleganza Villa d'Este, which is basically the Oscars of the automotive world. This is where the most exclusive, most beautiful cars on the planet come to be celebrated, and the Speedtop fits right in. Last year, BMW's Skytop concept generated so much enthusiasm that they ended up building 50 units for collectors. The response was so positive that they've decided to up the ante with 70 units of the Speedtop. But here's the reality check. If you're thinking about adding one to your garage, you better have deep pockets and connections. While BMW hasn't announced official pricing, industry insiders are suggesting we're looking at well over $500,000. That puts it in some seriously exclusive company, but for what you're getting, it might actually be a bargain. Think about it this way. You're not just buying a car, you're buying a piece of automotive art, a rolling sculpture that represents the absolute pinnacle of what's possible when German engineering meets Italian design sensibility. Only 70 people in the world will ever own one of these, making it rarer than most supercars. The craftsmanship alone justifies the price tag. This isn't mass production. This is manufactured in BMW's specialized manufactory workshop in Dingolfing, where skilled artisans handcraft every detail. The leatherwork, the precision of the paint gradient, the custom Schedoni bags, every element is bespoke. And let's be honest, in a world where most cars are becoming increasingly similar, the Speedtop is a breath of fresh air. It's BMW making a statement that they can still create something truly special, something that makes your heart race just looking at it. This is automotive passion made manifest. What really excites me about the Speedtop is what it represents for the future of automotive design. In an era where everything is becoming electrified and autonomous, BMW is proving that there's still room for pure emotional design. This car doesn't need to apologize for being beautiful. It doesn't need to explain why it exists. It simply is, and that's enough. The fact that BMW is actually building these, not just showing them off at car shows, shows they understand there's still a market for truly special automobiles. These aren't just transportation, they're statements, investments, and frankly, works of art that happen to have engines. So what's the bottom line on the BMW Speedtop? This is automotive excellence distilled into its purest form. It's proof that when a manufacturer decides to create without compromise, magic can happen. Yes, it's exclusive. Yes, it's expensive. But for those lucky enough to own one, they'll have something truly irreplaceable. The Speedtop represents everything that makes car enthusiasts passionate about automobiles. It's beautiful, it's powerful, it's rare, and it's unapologetically special. In a world of increasing conformity, the Speedtop dares to be different, and we're all better for it. What really strikes me about this entire project is the attention to detail that goes beyond what anyone will ever see. The way the leather is hand-stitched in those traditional brogue patterns isn't just for show. It's a nod to centuries of craftsmanship tradition. The artisans at BMW's Dingolfing facility aren't just assembling a car, they're creating heirlooms. Each stitch, each paint application, each piece of trim is placed with the kind of precision that comes from genuine pride in the work. And let's talk about the driving experience for a moment, because while we're all mesmerized by the looks, this thing is built to perform. That V8 doesn't just provide straight-line speed, it provides the kind of soundtrack that makes every journey feel like an event. Imagine the sound of that engine echoing off the walls of a Swiss mountain pass, or rumbling through the streets of Monaco. This isn't just transportation, it's theater on wheels. The exclusivity factor here cannot be overstated. When BMW says only 70 units, they mean it. This isn't like limited edition sneakers where they might make more if demand is high. These 70 cars represent a complete commitment to rarity. In 10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now, seeing one of these on the road will stop traffic. Your grandchildren will point and stare because they've never seen anything like it. From an investment perspective, the Speedtop makes incredible sense for those who can afford it. Look at what happened to previous BMW limited editions. The values have only climbed. But this goes beyond typical automotive investments. This is cultural significance. This is owning a piece of automotive history that represents the pinnacle of what was possible in 2025. It's like owning an original Picasso, except this one has 600 horsepower. The timing of this release also tells us something important about BMW's confidence in their design direction. In an industry that's rapidly shifting toward electric powertrains and autonomous driving, BMW is doubling down on pure driving emotion. They're saying that there will always be a place for cars that stir the soul, cars that make you want to take the long way home just because you can. The Speedtop is BMW's love letter to everyone who still believes that driving should be an experience, not just a necessity. BMW has created something truly remarkable here, and I can't wait to see these rolling pieces of art on the roads. Well, the few roads they'll actually grace anyway. The BMW Speedtop, where German precision meets Italian passion, and the result is absolutely spectacular. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.